Hi, YouTube. I am back. This is part two of my morning beach walk. I'm telling my life story. I'm unpacking part one. I went live early this morning at 6, I think 30 a.m. And I had a crash out yesterday and this morning because I feel stuck. Well, at that time, I felt stuck. I felt my efforts, all the things that I've been doing to make my life better, transitioning after losing a lot, giving up a lot, and changing. But that walked, I feel better to come out. I changed my environment, and I am actually out and on the walk path. And what you see here is this ocean um, apartment, turquoise and blue. So I'm going to tell a story as I walk the half part of my the walk path, because this is where it started in 2022. I moved into these apartments right here, on the sixth floor, actually on this side. So if you look from the like white strip to the left, I was right in the middle and right above that those white apartments right there, so I could see. I mean, the view was amazing. And so I told the story in part one where I sold my place. This was like right after the pandemic. Um, I sold my townhouse condominium, and I took the money and I headed to the beach. But it was only supposed to be for temporarily. I wanted to be around ocean, the beauty. Here is very active. Out here, you go up here, these steps, it's a park. They do yoga, people riding their bikes. See, you can, and living in here, we had access to free bikes, boat rides, everything. And it was a little bit more expensive than what I used to pay when I was a homeowner. But I was like, hey, I have this money. I just got a new job, promotion. Everything was on point, but this was temporarily. But I said I was coming here to heal. I was supposed to come down here, do meditation, deal with my childhood traumas, and that was it. My life was going to be healed because I was doing what you call shadow work. I was working with like spiritualists, all kinds of things. What is holding me back? But I thought that being here would be the environment for me to heal. And what they say, never, what's the saying? Um, Never ask for what you want. You may just get it. But in my mind, I thought healing meant keeping everything that I had going, the life I worked for, my career, the money I was making, the degrees and all that. But I also wanted to keep that, and I wanted to heal. But it didn't happen that way. And I'm not going to even cry. And I left this place running because everything crashed out. The job I had where I was making, you know, over six figures had crashed. They got rid of me. I went through my savings and I had to, pack my stuff up. But God has a way of holding you. But there was many lessons for me to learn. I had to learn that sometimes what you want and your intentions, it may not be exactly what you want, but different versions. So I didn't have to leave the beach area, and I'm still here healing, but I live down here so the way I walk from, and it's on the other side, and they're a little bit cheaper apartments, and it's a family owned property, and they are so protective. They let me, just move in there, and what all came with that. And this is where I am until. But I was having a crash out last night. I was up, you know, crying and praying and sobbing to God, like, what is my life all about? And I woke up I went to sleep, I woke up, and I still was feeling that way. So I was like, okay, Z, let's get out. This is what this is for. And I feel so much better. I walked on the beach. So now I'm gonna head out to the walkway, and yeah, and tell my story about this is where in 20 I moved here in 2022. It's 2026. So I moved from here. I lived here 2 years, and so I'm down here. But here is like the entrance from the public. I actually live more on the other side where there's like little apartments and where families live. You see, you could what do you call this? Rent bikes and scooters. And right here, I used to come out here. They would have in this little area right here. I could just walk out from this apartment down here. They would have workouts, all kinds of like activities on, especially on the weekends. And then up there, yoga twice a day, which I should do more of it. And then people are riding their bikes and walking in the morning. So um, I'm gonna head out to the walkway. I haven't done this in a while because I moved. When I used to live right here, I used to just really hang out right here in this area and walk from here to the end, which is the Queen Mary at the end of this walkway. But because I'm on the other end, I usually go back the other way. It's a different walkway and path, but I miss this area. It's different. What happened, when I was living here, they had started building this little area right here. It was supposed to be an apartment. That means they're building more properties here on the beach. And it used to be loud, but it looks like they stopped. Oh, they still have the announcement that they're going to build. I thought they would be finished by now. Who knows? So this was my life. I'm going to show you, and it was a workout. And it really wasn't even that more expensive to live. And what I liked about it was very diverse, all kinds of people, races, ethnicities. People were, had dogs, little families. It was just a cool place. And then they had on the other floor, they have a restaurant. And monthly we would have residents. They would feed us and everything, and then we would come out and have yoga out here in front. So, and it was a community. We would have paint nights at the restaurants just for us. And you know what, I needed that at that time. I needed community because for whatever reason I was isolated from family and things. But you know what, it serves its purpose and it's time. So let's see how it looks now. I used to come out. This was the beach. So imagine living in this apartment, and down here is the pool area right here. And I would exit. We had a fob to to enter the apartment, and then of course they had the elevator. Yep, the restaurant. Did they change the name of the restaurant? The restaurant didn't taste that good, but I still sometimes would go and have brunch. They would have brunch up there because up there at the top level, that's where the restaurant, you can go out and eat. But public people who, anybody can come in through the front door and go to the restaurant. Did they change it to? Oh yeah, they changed it to Heartlands. It's a different restaurant. Yeah. Restaurant and market open. Yeah, they had little different restaurants and everything. And so that little door right there, I used to enter that door. And then right there is where I used to work out, or I used to come out, do weights and stuff, and then just head to the walkway. And then you get to see the cruise and the ports down here. And then a lot of the times I would come from the front building, from Ocean Boulevard, and I would come down to the steps and, exercise doing the steps up and down. Hey guys, I am in Long Beach, California on the walk on the walk path. I think this area is called Los Alamitos. There's different aspects of it on Ocean Boulevard. These are apartments, beachfront apartments, and this is the beach. And at the end of here is I don't know if anybody knows about Long Beach, California. They're known for like the Queen Mary, and they have events. People get married there, and then this is a cruise port over there where the Carnival look like they're getting ready to ship out. Today is Thursday. Usually they're there on Friday, and they do like ships ports every Friday because they go like to Mexico. Oh, hi, Olivia. My name is Zamika, but you can call me Z. This is Z Unpacking Her Life. This is a channel where I tell my story. I'm in life transition. Things happen in my midlife, and so I'm just sharing those things. And this is, for the last 4 years, this is where I've been, down here on the beach. After a 20-year career that crashed and burned, it started off good. I worked hard at it, and I'm starting life over. And this is what I do on a Thursday morning at 7 a.m. Before then, I would be heading out to work, but I used to have a whole lot of money and things, but now this is the minimal life. But I love to see how people are out walking early in the mornings. I came out here around 6, and it's people out here. They come and park, and they hit the walkway or their bikes, and they're good. Look at this. But yeah, I was crashing out this morning when I came out. I was almost crying, but just coming out here, changing my environment, being close to the air. I did get, on part 1, I was able to get a little bit of the sun rise. It came out a little, but of course the fog and the clouds covered it up. Hopefully it'll get warmer today. Sorry if I'm breathing heavy, but I am walking, exercising. Oh yeah, oh my goodness. See, I haven't been down here. This place right here, when I first moved they was building it. They're finished. Oh, it looks nice. It was just, it was like an older, gutted building, and it didn't have anything. Look at it. Okay. I wonder if those are apartments or somebody's going to be a home. But most of these are apartments. But you guys, I know, depending on how people, what their tax bracket or how much they make, but living here is not expensive as living in other beach places. If you are like middle class, upper, now I don't know about right now, a couple years ago, but that apartment there, it was affordable at that time for me because it's what I was making, more than that. But when I used to come down here and walk my dog, I used to just be like, oh, it probably cost $20,000 a month to live here, and it really doesn't. But it's not. Some people, was their long term, but for me, it never really was my long term. And yeah, it feels nice. And then you have all kinds of people. Y'all remember walking by this apartment every morning? That one place, the one lady, she used to have piano lessons. But this apartment, it's always been like they don't really keep it up, but it's probably just people who are like beach rats. Okay, so I'm gonna move it over so you guys can see the people who be on those skates and rollerblades. Not me. Livia, it's nice to meet you, Olivia. I've seen you in my chat before. Thank you. I hope you follow. I'm gonna make sure I follow you. I haven't done this in a while. I know my body's when I get home because I haven't done these really, really long walks before. And my body next day be tired, but it's okay. I'm gonna get through it. But at the end of here, they have a little restaurant, and I'm going to. I wanted to stop and get a cup of coffee. And you come out here on Saturday morning, these bike riders, they in packs. Maybe like 100, 200 of them, which is very, very dangerous to me. If someone falls or someone mess up, they all going down. Okay, well, no one wants to come in and talk to me about part two, so I guess I'll talk about my oh, you already said what I realized, that things are not exactly what you expect. Oh, you see that? How his dog is trained. I remember I used to walk my dog. She didn't listen to me. And then I didn't train her either. She would listen to me when I got angry, but I don't know. I think sometimes I feel if I'll have things set the way that I think that they should go. And what is perfect, right? If I said I was going to come down here and heal and be living by the beach and living in beauty while I control the healing, but I'm still here, right? Not in the way that I thought I would be. But sometimes I also realize that you need sometimes to learn certain lessons and to get to where you want to be, you have to experience uncomfortable things to get the lesson. It is so true. Because now things, in terms of my time, how I spent my money, that was huge. I used to have money all the time, but I was always giving it away, thinking that the people who was trying to get my money knew more than me or was doing better than me. But like my Uncle Charles, he was the family pastor. He used to say on Sundays, because, and I don't know if that was a mind trip, but they ask you to come pay your tithes and your offerings, and he used to say, because the whole thing, you give to God, He gives back to you. What was it? Shake down. I don't know, whatever. I can't remember the saying, but He'll give it back to you in 100-fold. But my uncle used to say, don't bring your rent and your bill money down to this offering, because if you already got it, you already blessed. And I didn't apply that to my life, because I was trying to buy happiness, trying to buy what I thought would get me out and give me relief. But that was my relief, is to manage, make right decisions, And I'm telling you, when I feel like God, the universe set you up for something that's getting ready to happen and you blow it because not because you're a bad person, but you just ignorant or around the wrong people that's not guiding you, which is not their fault. All you could do is sit in that shit, man. And that's what I'm doing right now. And I don't even want to, how people be like, I'm gonna be okay, God got me. No. I'm sitting in this stuff, man. But the lessons that come with it, if I could take this, what I know now, and how I move now, what I know about the world, my awareness, and go back to those times where I was given certain opportunities, man, I wouldn't deal with certain people. I'll keep doing certain things, but that's life. That is life. It's so peaceful out here and quiet. I'm glad I just kind of came out here, because sometimes I tend to sit and cry in my place. They said in 2028, I think that I know the Olympics are going to be here in the U.S., but I think particularly down here in Long Beach, they're going to do the triathlon, where they're going to ride the bikes and do the water around here, is what I heard. And they built a restaurant down here. Okay, so I'm getting closer to the end. And from my apartment, I used to walk all the way down to this end and get a cup of coffee and head back. But I think I'm going to do that, but then I'm also going to walk down to the end of the beach. My body is going to be like, what you doing? You haven't did this long walk in a long time. The cool thing is you can rent those scooter bikes. Got all these people out here in shape, and that's why, because they be out here walking their butts off. So I have nobody in the chat no more. Okay, that's okay. And yet, was that? I think it was Monday or Tuesday. The last live, you guys can take a look at it. I had I did a live over there by the water fountains by the Terrace Theater, the Long Beach Terrace Theater, and actually it's on the other side of here, and up there. I mean, all I had to do was walk down the steps and walk across the street. Everything is really in walking distance. Oh, my phone has I have a phone that tracks my activity and how many steps I walk, and so it's going off crazy, because it's like, what happened? You finally got it together? Because usually I get a buzz on my phone or notification, it's time to get walking, or it'll tell me I hit my target. But now it's going crazy, because it's like, okay, she is very active. I guess that's good. Okay, so yeah, these are just a bunch of beach apartments. Those skyrisers. And I think this is like a historical district where a lot of these buildings been here for like over 100 years or so. Okay, so it took me 30 minutes to get to the halfway point from where I started. Now the second part is um 30 minutes. So I'll stop. I'll show you guys the restaurant and then I'll head out. So let's summarize. First walk, I was crashing out crying, feeling stuck, unpacking, you know. First, just crazy about everything that happened in my past, trying to, restart, rebuild, try to change my mindset, take responsibility for my mistakes, whether it was through ignorance or stubbornness or just downright dumb. And then to, okay, let me shift and do things different and accept that my life is different because at different ages, different time periods, that what I did before is not going to work now. I'm older, life is different, all that stuff. And I guess I was feeling stuck because I don't know this, what I need to do to like push things forward faster. But then the second part of this walk, I started calming down, feeling better. I changed my environment to be outside, seeing people out with fresh air. So I'm feeling calm and realizing that life is not always perfect in what we want, but it's a version of it. And I remember this time last year, I took a travel job up north, and it was the worst place. And I remember it was like very crazy. I was going through multiple things with the experience of the agency where I was working, and they were paying me to be there, but they wasn't doing it right. So I was struggling with finding temporary housing. Then the place where I was working, I just set and triggered the whole staff and everybody, and that's just kind of turned on me. And I was just there to make money and be there for a short-term assignment. So I was fighting, and then I realized too, when you go in certain areas and you're new, people know. And so it's hard. So I ended up coming home, crashed out, and look at me. A year later, I'm building. I don't have everything, but look, I'm out here on a Thursday morning, walking, going live. I never thought I would go live before or even post content. I'm, still dealing with confidence and visibility and, weight, come showing people how I look because people are so judgmental. On the first live this morning, someone asked me, was I in jail? Why they literally seeing me out at a beach, just weirdos. But anyway. Okay, I achieved my walking goal today. Yay for me. And where is that thing going to be when I'm passed out tonight? That's good too. And so I'm ending the walk path from here, from the end, from the beginning where I was in the mid part of the walk path of Ocean Boulevard to the end. This is a restaurant, and then there's the boardwalk, the shoreline boardwalk, where I'm going to do that separate. See, look at these tall buildings, historical buildings. I'm sure they got amazing views. One of the ladies who used to stay in the apartment where I used to live back there at the Ocean Club, she moved to that tall one right here. And I saw her place. It's beautiful. But she was this Asian she used to do chai some whatever that yoga thing. I used to come out and do it. But she was a big NBC journalist. She used to call herself the Asian Oprah because she would go in the community and do what do you call it? She would do talks and interview people, and I'm like, why you have to steal the overshine? But yeah, she was cool. We stayed there, and I followed her on YouTube, and then we ended up staying in the same apartment. But she ended up moving down here. The last time I talked to her on YouTube. So yeah, we're ending. This is where people end and come and park, and this restaurant where people can just come and it's just nice. What I like about Long Beach too, the parking is not bad. You can come down here and park. They always have parking. You're gonna pay for it, but it's not like when you go to Santa Monica or Venice Beach or Walkwala. So this is the Gaucho Cafe. So over here they have drinks. You can come and eat, and but on the other end, I'm gonna go down there where they have like an open where you could just people who are out riding their bikes and stuff. They can get coffee. See, this is what it is. But I remember when I first moved down 2 years ago, they were building. But actually, this was a restaurant. It was on the other side of downtown, so they moved it. And one of the guys who lived down here told me one day that they have all of this is because this is where they're gonna do the what do you call it? This is where they're gonna do the triathlon for the Olympics in the 2028.
If you have a lot of friends, if you have a lot of friends, you have friends? Yes. Okay.
Did they close it? Oh, they closed it. Oh, oh man, they closed it. Oh, I was gonna stop and get some beef. See, I haven't been down here in a while. Oh yeah, they did. See, they didn't have all this, so they're getting it together for the things. Maybe it's not open. I just wanted to get a cup of coffee. Oh man. Oh. Maybe they open early. I mean, they open later. It's too early. Okay. All right, guys. So I am going to end this live. I thought I was going to be able to stop and get some coffee, but it looks like they're doing renovations. So when they got this together, I'll come back.